Hello everyone, this is another edition of me talking about my training for the week. I'll come up with a better name than that sometime in the future. This is deadlift day. This was a weird day. I had just gotten out of camping and my back didn't have enough time to recover from all the driving and sitting in those camp chairs and sleeping on the ground really screwed with my back. So I only hit about 8 on my big set here, which is really good for a 3s week, for only going for 3. But the reason I quit was because on like 6 or 7 my back was getting irritated, so I quit it at 8. Yeah, so hopefully that clears itself up over the week. So yeah, since my back was being weird, I ended up only doing my boring but big, and then I quit doing I didn't do the rest of my accessory for that day, and instead I spread that accessory from my deadlift day throughout the week, which probably wasn't the greatest idea. I was just really focused on not skipping anything. I don't think it hurt anything, but it definitely wasn't necessary, and I probably didn't get much out of doing those accessory movements. So I forgot to record my big bench sets, so we're going to start here on the accessory stuff. Yeah, I was in the middle of my big bench set and I just remembered, oh, I should be recording this. But, oh well. Yeah, single arm bench again. I think next week I'm just gonna record the big sets and maybe one accessory movement each day, because I seem to have more to talk about on those ones than I do on like this easier accessory work. Yeah, because there's not a lot to talk about when I'm doing a light bench or a cable row. Yeah. The sandbag carry though, and the next, when that starts up here in like 15 seconds, is that went a lot better this week. I had a good pickup from the start. I didn't waste a whole bunch of energy trying to pick the bag up awkwardly. Yeah, here it is. I just start with it sitting on the ground, get a good spot, and then I'm able to pick it up right away, lap it. The lap was a little awkward. Had to readjust it a little bit more than I should have needed to, but yeah, the pickup felt a lot easier, and it's shown by me being able to go all the way down pretty easily and then turn around and come back pretty quick. Yeah, so I'm gonna, that's 240, or it's closer to 250, but I just count them by how many pounds of sand I theoretically should have in there. So yeah, that was 240, so I'll probably be going for 280 next week, because I really want to be able to hit 300 on that. I think that's just a good number. Squatting, this went really well actually, especially I think my back had a little bit of time to recover over Tuesday and Wednesday. So I was able to hit 325 for 10, and it didn't feel too awful. The last couple, I think, in this one were a little bit, they were sort of grinders. But I think I was thinking of that, I think it's like a Nike commercial or something, the guy who's like saying one more. I think I had that going through my head. So I hit 8, and normally 8 would be a good stopping point, but I was just thinking, let's just do one more. We can do one more after that too. Let's give it a go. So yeah, I was able to hit 10 there, and that was really good. Yeah, that was a bit of a grinder right there. Front squats, still really hard, especially after doing really heavy back squats. From watching this, it looks like I can go a lot lower and push my hips a little further back, so maybe I'll put a box back there next week. I feel like I'm going down super low on these, to the point where I'm running into not a muscular stopping point, but a physical barrier. But I don't know, maybe I need to experiment with the box with a little bit with those to clean them up. These are some step ups. I don't think I recorded the step ups last week. The focus here is just making sure that I'm coming from a complete stopping point. So you'll see I get set every single time, completely stopped, trying not to let the knee move, the top knee move forward while I'm pulling myself up onto the box. You get a lot more out of this exercise if you're not using the back foot to push off. In fact, on a lot of them, I'm trying to you can sort of see it with this foot. I'm trying to bring my toe up on that back foot. That way it's really hard, if not impossible, to push off on it. I've been using a 30-pound dumbbell with this one for a while, so I might bump that up to 35. Glute ham raise, I'm still trying to get the hang of. I think this week I did a bit better with my back tightening up. You can see it's definitely still tight. There's a bit of an exaggerated curve there. I think this is my second set. I think on my third set, I think I did quite a bit better. I had a lot more abdominal stability, and I actually felt my glutes a lot more on the third set than I did on the first two. And here's the tire flip. Started it right on the first one. Did a lot better this week. Since I knew last week I sort of phoned it in this week, I started right off because I knew I could hit 12. So yeah, I think at my best I was doing 13 or 14 in a minute, but those were also, I was doing them fresh, and I think the tire I was using is the tire at my house I think is a little bit lighter than this tire that we have at the gym. So it'd be nice to be able to hit those numbers again. But those numbers were with a lighter tire, and definitely when I was completely fresh. I'd usually start the session with the really fast tire flips, and then I'd work into slower moving movements after that. Yeah, and that's me being fatigued and just throwing the tire away. Press, I was really pleased with the press. 165 for 7 I think is a really solid number. Usually 165 will be a lot closer to 5 or 4, something like that. The max that I took in June was 185, so I'm not very far off that. And this is the boring but big. I don't know if I talked about this last week, but I think on my next batch of cycles I'm gonna do heavy singles instead of boring but big, because when I did hit my 200-pound max sometime last year, it was because, or I don't know if it was because, but I was doing heavy singles, lots and lots of heavy singles. Here's the farmers, 255 in each hand. These farmers are making me a lot more confident on being able to go for my deadlift max, because the pickups are getting a lot easier. As you can see by the look on my face, it looks super easy. I do drop this one, partially because it's super heavy, and partially because I noticed that on one of the handles the plates are almost falling off, so I fixed that. Anyway, if I can pick up, 510 pounds in a farmer's walk, then hopefully going for a 1-rep max of 500 on a conventional deadlift in like 2 or 3 months shouldn't be too bad, especially if I continue bumping these farmer's walks up. I'd like to get them up to 285 in the next couple cycles. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, thanks again.